Welcome back to the J22 report. I am your host, Johnnie Market. Y'all know that drill. Smash that like button, subscribe if you already haven't. And just want to do a disclaimer, nothing said on this should be construed as investment advice. This is just my opinion, my thoughts on the market. Read further disclaimer below. And let's get into today's action. A lot of crazy stuff today. Uh, Economic data today. If you look at it this week, I haven't had time, but mortgage rates still at 7%. Not good for the future of the housing market. Applications index, MBA purchase. Now, the red book, which is year over year sales, that's up 4.5%. But if you look at the leading index, last it was 4 months. But if you look at it, going back, it's always been negative. And my question with this is when is this leading index going to turn into reality? Because it has been negative going back to like 2022. But Thursday, initial jobless list claims 223, which is above the consensus. Continuing jobless claims 1899, 1,899,000 compared to 1,860, which was the consensus. So Kansas City Composite Index -0.5, Kansas City Manufacturing -5. So if you look at it, this is really, really bad. If you look at it, it shows the economy is doing poorly. And this is probably why President Trump is demanding Fed cut rates. And if you look at it, he said this. I've already read. I'm not going to go read it for you. You're just going to have to trust me that he wants rates a lot lower. And one of the reasons he wants rates a lot lower is if you go and see my videos, the commercial real estate, a lot of they have to refinance this year. So a lot of refinancing is happening this year. But one thing I thought about, I just want to give an example of this, is the crisis of competency. If you watch the inauguration, you could see it firsthand. Performance, Carrie Underwood did a good job of winging it, but hit by technical issues, this singer's forced to go a cappella. And we're going to see this more and more as this brain drain continues. Especially since they won't let wages rise. They're talking about labor shortages, labor, and so we have to import workers. That's the worst thing that can happen. What they should do is let wages rise exponentially, and then people will start going into those fields. And what was a good example of that was the fracking. You don't see the shortage of fracking, and which is the majority of our energy production engineers, because schools like Durango, Colorado, what they did was they started advertising, get some good engineering degrees in this field, and you can make six figures coming out of college. Labor shortage gone. So they're doing importing labor, they're doing it all the wrong way. It's a bad way. But back to more investing, which is if you look at this, global markets investor gold outperformed all major stock markets in local currencies. Now, granted, the German was probably, I forget the Germans, but Switzerland, Swiss franc, Chinese was in there, Japan in the yen, China was in the renminbi or the yuan. I forget, they call it two different things. What is the German? Is it the euro? Currency is, what is Germany's? Oh, it's the euro. So yeah, Germany's in the euro. For some reason, Switzerland, Swiss franc, I believe that's uh let's see, Switzerland, yeah, US, Germany. Of course, the US is in the dollar. If you look at it here, Gold up 27.2%. Stock market, which is assuming they did the S&P. Yeah, it's right here. The S&P was up 23%. And if you look at it, let's just uh down. Now, granted, I don't think I can do the year to date anymore. 1 year, which is should be similar, 17%. So you can look that these numbers are correct. Now, granted, this is a little past January, so it should be more, but let's 1 year, 26%. So now it's look at I'm just doing GLD for this 1 year, 35%. So yeah, gold is, regardless of how you look at it, gold is outperforming the stock market, which I think will filter into the miners soon. I think the miners, what needs to get the miners going is they got to put a couple of more strings of good quarters, and that will start filtering to the mid tier and juniors soon. And not only that, just gold's got to keep outperforming the stock market, which it has. It hasn't today. But regardless, just another reason why I think you want to see Trump wants to lower rates is if you look at this. What is this? This is a pop-up. They can never just let you. Right here, McDonald's foods are slumping. Now, I wish they would admit this about alcohol. Yeah, aliens. If you hear that, that's my ringtone. But yeah, I wish they would miss this about alcohol. They try to claim that alcohol people are drinking less for lifestyle or even had a comment on my channel. It's just not true. They get same reason they're not eating fast food. McDonald's sales are slumping because people can't afford fast food. That's why. People are eating less. They're eating less. They're drinking less. It's because they can't afford it. And they're stressed out. So there you go. Look at this. Low incomes are particularly parring spending on food outside the home. So there it is. You got more bad economic news. The economic news this week wasn't good. But why is the stock market going up? It's sentiment. It's Trumphoria. And I think it will continue like this. So I think the stock market, I think it will be a good year toward until the end of the year. I think towards the end of the year and whatnot, reality will start to come in. But here's another thing, just about Bitcoin and what you got to look at. Cuban linked, what I don't know this name, meme coin results in a $30 million rug pull in less than 24 hours. And if you look at it, I think that a lot more of this is going to come. And this generally is generally an end of the trend, in my opinion. But, the crypto people said this is decentralized, not from government. But this was actually linked to the Cuban government. If you look at it, let's go. Linked to the Cuban government. So sorry, crypto is not decentralized, private, or whatever. Well, oh, one last thing is one thing that caught my eye. This is bad for the real economy, but it's great for the stock market because I think Netflix is in one of those. But Netflix is boosting subscription prices. Subscriptions are going out, but they're new fees, which this will show up in the inflation data too, because you have to pay more for Netflix, and there are new fees. And one of the reasons they have new fees, like my phone, I get Netflix for free, it's because of T-Mobile. Now, if phones and all these other departments weren't doing stuff, would they be able to keep hiking stuff? And I think one of the reasons people absorb the price hikes is because they can't go out. It's still cheaper than going to a $20 movie or a $15 movie, or you have to wait till Sunday afternoon. or Sunday mornings and pay $10, which is still, if you get an ad subscription or whatnot. So Netflix, this actually shows how weak the economy is that they're able to boost subscription prices because there's no really alternatives. They're not going to the movies and then their shows. So anyway, that's all. Last thing, I saw something interesting. I'm gonna go see if I can find this. I'm gonna share it with you. I'll let you decide. I looked at this. I was looking at CNBC or NBC, and I want to get something that just like actually, this could be a urban legend, but I just thought it was actually interesting that I found this and the mainstream media was talking about it. And I was looking at it, they say 10, cases of actual time travel, which I didn't think was true. But case of Andrew Carlson, a real time traveler. And basically, he's someone that, long story short, traveled back from to 2003, played the stock market, was caught by the FBI and SEC. And what happened is during the interrogation, he said there was a cure for AIDS or whatnot, all this other stuff. And yeah, it turned 800 to 350 million. And they thought it was insider trading, but he kept going in and doubling down. But anyway, the primary news source, it was weekly world news articles, TV section, gossips. And so they say it's pure fantasy, but I don't know. I think that's just sort of strange. I was watching it today. I can't find it today, but I was watching it. I was looking at my MSN. I have an MSN uh, pop up, and they're like 10 true stories of time travel. And I was wondering, with this AI and this 500, they say Trump's going to have a Manhattan Project. Let me see. Let me see. Trump's. I'm trying to do this. You can't see it. I want to see if I could. Here it is. Analytics. And I don't know if it's SoftBank, or the one Elon and Andrew, but here it is. Trump unleashes AI Manhattan Project. And they're supposed to be, I'm against it because I read somewhere they're going to do vaccines and whatnot. Those are bad. They need to be done away with. I think there's a lot of bad things about those that has been hidden from the public. And so I wonder if they're going to really reveal some big technological thing, but if you're on the cusp of revealing it, it's like the flat earthers. If you talk about this time travel, they'll label you crazy. So anyway, let me know what you think. What I looked at it, you're just gonna have to believe me. I couldn't find it on MSN again, but I wonder why they're bringing this stuff up. I don't know. Sounds fishy. All right, I will talk to you later. And remember the disclaimer, just nothing should be construed as financial investment advice. These are just my thoughts. And if you watched it all the way through, thank you.